Alright, this is the last video I'm going to do on the leaked History of the Daleks Set 5. So, I actually did find the eBay listing where this was apparently leaked from. And actually I found if you look at the eBay photos are actually better quality. I think because by the time I received the leaked photos, they've been downloaded and shared so many times that the quality had been reduced. So, yeah, here they are in a little bit better quality, and you can actually see them a lot better. But for example, the text here is a lot easier to read than it was beforehand. So, there's a couple of things I wanted to address that people have been asking. So, someone said, "Oh, they've got Imperial guns." Well, yeah, but that is more accurate. They should have straight guns because by this point in Dalek prop history, the guns were still straight. They hadn't been pinched yet. They were still in reasonably good condition. And the other thing is obviously the 70s eye. Now, there could be two reasons for this, as I said before. One is that this is actually a factory error, which is one really, rarer for a pre-release, because it could happen because obviously at the same time we're getting the Power and Day we're getting the Power and Day sets released simultaneously, so this could be the case. However, it could be the case that rather than they're using this eye for the smaller pupil, which you can see the regular Power Dalek has the smaller pupil, which is correct for once, because the one Dalek prop that has the camera lens in its eye was used in Power. It's the last time it was ever used, but yep, that is correct for that story. So it could be that rather than printing it on, they're just painting it on and using the 70s eye sculpt for its pupil section and painting the pupil white. And this could be basically to simplify things, because what they were doing previously is using the regular 60s eye and just printing it on. The problem with printing it on is that most of the time they were always slightly off center in some shape or form. I think I've got one where it's like perfectly in center, but the others are just like ever so slightly off center. So yeah, there we go. Now, in terms of the silver, I've had a lot of people jumping down. I've had a few people jumping down at me saying I should give Aldebar a break. Just let it be. Be grateful for what you're given. Well, one, I'm not given these. I'll be paying for them. So that argument's thrown out the window. And two, I am a consumer at the end of the day. This is a channel where I review stuff, so that is just my opinion. Now, in terms of the cost and how much, to be honest, the price difference between them, I don't think it would really be any cheaper, because they're still using grey paint. They are still using grey paint. This is just something, I think, to simplify things in the factory more than anything else, because it wouldn't really cost any less, because the way that these Daleks are painted is that basically the bottom section of the skirt is connected to the mid section. That is all painted silver first, and then the hemispheres are then painted blue. So usually at the stage in that, they're also painted grey at this section. So I still don't know why they've done this. It could be something that they fucked up on and didn't notice until it was too late, because this has happened once before, and that was with the Remembrance of the Daleks set that was exclusive to Toys R Us. If you remember, with that set, the Renegade Dalek that was packaged with the 7th Doctor, they forgot to paint the lower band black, and that was something that that Aldebar actually admitted on. They actually, fucked up in that case. Is this the case here? I don't know. I doubt it. Now, I have already thought of a way to fix it, in various ways to fix it. Obviously, you could paint it. What I'm probably going to do, I'm going to try, is use some grey PVC tape and try using that, just because a simple, quick method, because I really don't want to paint these. the section that it's in at least isn't too noticeable. At least, but it is pretty jarring to go from the grey and then to this. So there is that. So yeah. Now, in terms of the eye stalk, some people said, both eyes should be like this, and that this one was no longer like. Now, this was a time in Dalek history where the props, were still in pretty good condition, but they were starting to show their age. They were starting to show their age. They obviously, weren't as bad as they get, in the late 70s and throughout the 80s, but, some Daleks did have the rings slightly further back, some of them did have them right at the end of the eye, so you could kind of forgive it with that. In terms of anything else, I don't know. I can't really say much else until we get it on hand. But anyway, the person who got this now, if it did actually ship, if it was dispatched and they did actually get it, they got it for 80 pence under 40 quid, which is basically they paid double. They paid double for what it would be at B&M. So yeah, I wonder if the person has received this. So this was sold on the 17th of June, which was yesterday. So it's the 18th today, if I remember rightly. I think is it the 18th today? Yes, it is. So yeah, it's the 18th today. So this sold yesterday. So I'm curious to who bought it, and if the person who did buy it, could we have a few more pictures of it? So yeah, this one did seem to successfully sell, unlike last year's sets, which also got leaked on eBay. I'm curious to see whether it's actually the same seller or not. I'm curious to see if it's the same seller. Though that account was removed from eBay, so I'm pretty sure it's the same person from last year. I'd be very surprised if it isn't. But I'm sure Aldebar will not be too happy about this. Now, whether they sold the other sets, I'm not sure, but they don't seem to have appeared on eBay. But I would keep an eye. I would keep an eye. In fact, you know what? Where is it? There we go. So this is the person who sold it, and we'll just have a quick look. We'll just see what Doctor Who stuff they have. So yeah, they've currently got nothing, but if we go into sold items. So this is the only Doctor Who item that they've sold. So far, at least. But yeah, it's interesting. Now, whether they start selling the others, I don't know. It could be from two different people that the leaks have come from the earlier day sets, but yeah, there we go. So this is the person. This is the person here. So, in fact, is that a picture of Aldebar? I can't tell. No, that isn't Aldebar, so there we go. There we go.